Why Hiraeth Community? So a couple of people have asked me why the name Hiraeth Community. And to answer that, I need to take you back to the dark old days we used to call the global COVID pandemic. It seemed to me that in the midst of all of the madness and the uncertainty, the people were searching, genuinely searching while experiencing all sorts of new struggles, whether it was people I encountered online or face mask to face mask. People were longing for something more than just facetime and furlough and pharmaceuticals. And I was already well aware of this word, this concept that we have in Wales of Hiraeth. I knew that it fitted pretty well with that longing, that nagging, that yearning that I sensed in others and experienced myself. And then one day, on Instagram, a definition of Hiraeth popped up in my timeline. This is what it said: Hiraeth is this deep sense of longing for home. Perhaps a home we've never visited, a yearning for a place or a person that goes beyond this existence. And I was like, yeah, that's it. That's what we're feeling, both those who believe in Jesus and those who do not yet believe. So out of that, I thought Hiraeth Community, a way of sharing the hope we have because of what Jesus did for us. See, sometimes Christianity can be presented as a cure for all of our common problems. But I was learning that it's important to acknowledge that we live in this awkward, uncomfortable space where we know there is something more, there is something better. We're certain of it because of what Jesus has done and promised, and yet we still pray, "Your kingdom come." No one was satisfied with the way things were in 2020. No one is ever truly satisfied with the world or themselves. Something deep within us knows that there's more than all of this. And for believers, we know who the King is. We know what he's like. And that just intensifies this desperate hunger that we have for the fullness of his reign to be our daily reality. So, Hiraeth Community, with the tagline of this small digital endeavour becoming helping those who long for home to find their way and finish strong. It's funny, isn't it, that so many people spend thousands of pounds and years of their lives travelling the world to find themselves, but do we ever try and answer the question, why are we all so lost in the first place? If we're honest, each one of us is longing to find ourselves, our place, our purpose. We have a Hiraeth for real identity, real home and real meaning. If I could channel my inner Di Woolridge for a moment, I'd say that we've all got the longing for belonging. And I'm convinced that the only thing that can really satisfy that longing, that Hiraeth, is Jesus himself. A song that spoke to me in those dark days of global shutdown was Graves into Gardens, and it has these as its opening words: I searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise and treasures that fade are never enough. But then you, Jesus, you came along, you put me back together, and every desire is now satisfied here in your love. So that's what we're all about. Hiraeth Community, for those longing for home, wanting to help people to find their way and to finish strong.